What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back with another e-bike review, and today I've got something really special. It's a super lightweight 36-pound KBO Hurricane 2. Thin tires, very lightweight. I wonder if we can ride it on gravel. Now, $900, this is one of the cheapest bikes we've had on the channel, but we're still gonna put it through its paces and see how it holds up compared to the other bikes that I've reviewed. And I'm here to tell you, at 36 pounds, it's not only the cheapest bike, but it's also the lightest bike. Road tires are 700C. It has a range of about 45 miles, 3 pedal assist levels, a 378 watt-hour Panasonic battery, and the motor is about 500 peak watts is what it's going to draw. This is a really interesting bike, and I'm going to show you right now. I can just one hand, not an issue. It's a super lightweight bike with super skinny tires that are aired up to 60 psi. Now, most of the bikes I review have hydraulic brakes. This one does not. These are full mechanical brakes. You have a geared motor right here, and you'll also notice something else that's missing. There's no shift assembly, there's no rail assembly, nothing. It's all right here. It is what it is, a single speed as far as the pedals go. You got a little bell, and you've even got a little headlight with a reflector under it right there. And I can turn that headlight on simply by holding, I think it's this button right here, pushing that button. There we go. And look, you got yourself a little headlight. No brake lights, no tail lights. You do have a reflector. Of course, the seat is adjustable, the handlebars are adjustable, and all that good stuff. Everything seems good on this bike. You got a teeny tiny little screen right here. I mean, this thing is really cool. It's just really small. Now, I'm gonna spoil it for you and tell you, I rode the bike here, but I have never ridden this bike until just now. Never. I put it together, and this is the first time I'm riding it. I rode it from my place over here to this trail area back here, which is really nice. The only problem is this is really loose gravel, and these are really, look at my thumb. These are really thin tires. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. Let's jump onto the bike. Let's take it for a spin. But before we do, I totally forgot. They did send me a helmet. I want to point that out. They sent me a helmet. I'll put a picture of it up here so you can see it. Nice helmet. It's got a light in the front. It's got lights in the back, so it's very visible at nighttime. I chose not to wear it. I'm not really a helmet guy unless I'm on a motorcycle. They asked me to wear it, but I don't really want to wear the helmet. Next, they sent me a shelf for the back. I like the idea of the shelf. I just didn't really want to install it, and I think the bike looks better without it. But there are accessories you can buy for this bike as well. But the most important accessory that I think came with the bike is the water bottle holder. I mean, you get thirsty pedaling around. This does not have a throttle control that you can twist or that you can push. If you want to get this bike going, you actually have to pedal. There's no buttons to let it do it for you. We're going to try to put about 10 miles on this bike, although, to be quite honest with you, I don't think it shows. No, I don't think there's anything that shows miles that you've traveled or anything, so we won't be able to show you that, but you guys know the routine. Sun's starting to go down. We don't have a whole lot of time, so let's get this thing out on the road. Let's see how it does. And one of the things about this bike is it's tall, so getting the camera angles right is kind of difficult. This bike is pretty tall, and the handlebars are pretty low, so you're going to see my arms probably look like they're 10 miles wide. There's nothing I could do about that. It's the angle that I have to have the camera on for this. I've got this on pedal assist 3, which is as high as it goes. You've got 1 through 3, and like I said, if you want to get going, well, you've got to pedal. And this has no suspension and super skinny tires and the little bell. That's to keep the snakes away. Honestly, super skinny seat. It's kind of like it's like a race bike. This bike is not made for the roads that I'm riding it on. I don't think they knew when they sent me the bike that I was going to go ahead and put it through my rigor test anyway. Every bike, I don't care what it is, every bike's going to go through it. Let's try out these brakes. Brakes are decent. They're definitely not the hydraulic brakes that I'm used to, but these are decent brakes. And I'm also super surprised at how well this bike is handling the gravel. I thought for sure with these skinny tires I was going to crash pretty quickly, and I'm doing 14 miles an hour. This thing claims that its top speed is around 20. I think it might actually go a little faster than that. We're doing 16 now. It's actually a really comfortable bike. I'm doing 20 already. I'm not even pedaling and I'm doing 20 miles an hour. Let's slow it down a little bit. I don't want to crash into the gravel at 20 miles an hour, guys. I promise you it would hurt. Not bad. I'm really surprised. That probably doesn't sound good on camera, right? Like, I'm surprised it's actually a decent bike. It's not that I'm surprised it's decent. I'm just surprised at how nice this bike is with no suspension and skinny tires for $900. This has got to be one of the cheapest e-bikes out there. So yeah, I am truthfully blown away. The gearing, yeah, I think by the time you get up to about 20 miles an hour, which is where I'm at now, there's not much gearing left for you to pedal. So yeah, I think somewhere around 20 miles an hour. Going downhill though, you might be able to catch 25 miles an hour. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. This isn't like a super crazy performance bike. This is just a nice, lightweight cruiser. And even though it's super light, it handles really well, even on the gravel. I'm impressed, KBO. I am truly impressed with what you did with this bike. Let's try the brakes one more time. Yeah, she stops. Woo! She stops, no problem. All right, I went ahead and turned you guys around because nobody wants to look at my ugly mug for any longer than necessary. This is a really nice bike, and I don't think I'm going to be able to say anything else about it other than the handling, especially on crappy gravel roads, is really nice. And my backside, I thought, and here's really deep gravel, not a problem, not a problem. I've had fat tire bikes that slid and almost took me out on that very turn right there. So the fact that this thing just plowed through it, I guess there's something to be said about skinny tires, but the thing handles absolutely great. And my backside's not killing me, even though there's no suspension on the front or the back. My arms don't hurt. You know what's next? She can handle her own. She can hold her own on the gravel, that's for sure. We're not going to take it into mud and dirt. It definitely would sink. But you know what it's time for. You know what it's time for. To wipe out? No, not bad. It's time to get this thing out on the road, and let's see how it does. We got a several mile round trip journey ahead of us, so let's get into it. Well, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys on this one. Woo! This bike is for exercising, period. I am burnt out. I got things hurting on me that haven't hurt it, and that haven't hurt it. I'm tired too. I'm hot. I'm tired. That was a long ride, and the fact that this bike, you have to pedal. There is no, man, I'm tired, I'm gonna let the motor do it for me. No, there's no cheat codes on this bike. If you get this bike, it's because you want an exercise. This bike will give you an exercise. Even on Pedal Assist 3, the best I could get was 23 miles an hour. going downhill. Uphill, I was able to easily maintain 18 to 20. For the most part, I could hold 20 miles an hour without too much of a problem. The bike itself is very nimble. It's easy to handle, maneuver, steer. It feels good. It's solid on the road. Brakes are excellent. And I'll tell you something else. When you get going down a hill, damn it. I swear. Oh, no dogs, please. That that almost went bad. There was a point earlier where I got into some sand. I about lost it on sand too. You got to remember, it's a skinny tire bike. It's not made for sand and mud and all that other kind of stuff. But when you get going down a hill on this thing like I am right now, I don't have to pedal at all. It's so lightweight. It just pulls itself down the hill. And I'll tell you something, after you've been pedaling for almost 10 miles, when you find yourself on a hill and you're rolling down that hill, it feels really, really good. All right, so there it is, the KBO Hurricane 2. I'm gonna say overall, fabulous bike, but only if you're looking for a workout, because I'm beat. I am really beat. I'm gonna tell you this, for the money, I don't think you're going to find a better overall bike. It doesn't have any suspension. That's a big deal. When I said earlier that, you know, I was riding and that seat didn't hurt, that seat, there's nothing wrong with the seat. It's very cushy. But after 10 miles of really rough terrain, like these gravel roads, and there's nothing but potholes out here, guys. Yeah, the seat kind of hurts. So if it was me, I would probably swap this seat with something else. It was a little more comfortable, maybe something a little more supportive. Remember, guys, I'm right at 6 foot tall. I'm 220 pounds. There's a little bit more of me than a skinny person you'd probably see on this bike. You know, so there's parts of me that need a little more support back here, if you know what I mean. But otherwise, fabulous bike. The seating position, you sit kind of high in the back and you're kind of low down in the front, so you're kind of bending down. It did kind of hurt my neck a little bit, plus with all of the bumps and stuff, my neck's a little stiffer than it was, and my wrists. You're gonna feel it a lot in your wrists too. But if you're in better health than me, you probably won't have any problems at all with this bike. You know, if your diet doesn't consist of cheeseburgers and pizza like mine, you might be all right if you occasionally eat a salad or something. Hey, you're probably going to be just fine on this bike. All jokes aside, though, the bike itself truly is phenomenal for what it is. Let's see how much range it's got left, because we do this route all the time, and it's right at 10 miles. I've got my headlights on, too. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's still full, completely full of range. So I have no doubt, that was 10 miles. We didn't lose a single bar on this bike. I have no doubt this bike could easily pull 40 miles. And let's be real, guys, I'm lazy. I've got her on pedal assist 3, that's as high as it goes. So I have to do the least amount of pedaling necessary. Overall, again, great bike. I think for the money, this is a wonderful value and a really good overall bike. With that said, I would like to apologize to KBO. They did send me the bike for free. They didn't pay me anything. None of these companies pay me anything. They send me the bike and I just review it. If it's a good bike, I'll tell you it's a good bike. And if it's not, I'll tell you it's a bad bike. I don't have a problem with it either way. But so far, I've been very lucky. Everybody sent me really good bikes. The bikes have been really awesome. KBO Hurricane 2 is no exception. But I know that they did send me the helmet and they wanted me to wear it. And I put it on and I was like, it's a fine helmet, but you know, I'm just not a helmet type of guy. And they gave me the shelf and I was like, okay, it's got a shelf and that's cool. And you can put a basket and everything on it too, but that's just not my style, you know what I mean? I like the bike the way it looks. It looks kind of like a race bike. It's not super fast. Like I said, the fastest you're going to go is 23. You might hit 24 on occasion, but on average, you're going to be sitting right around 20 miles an hour on this bike. So it's not super fast, but it's a great cruiser, and it's definitely good for those of you who want to get some exercise. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. Definitely check the link below. The bike is $8.99, but a lot of times there are discount codes on their website, or they may give me a discount code of my own to put in the link below this video. So definitely check that. Go over there and check out their line of bikes, but definitely check out this really, I'm going to call this a value edition bike. $899. Even if there's no discount, that's a steal of a deal for an e-bike like this. Thank you to KBO, and I'm sorry that I didn't wear your helmet, and I'm sorry I didn't put on the little rack on the back of the bike. I liked it the way it was, and I'm just not a helmet guy. To those of you that enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, consider subscribing to the channel, share the link with your friends that might be interested in e-bikes. Go check out KBO. Until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.